Hey everyone, it's Mastermind2368 here. So today I'm going to show you how you can translate Japanese games to English via the Retron 5. So this is really handy for multiple reasons. The big two for me are that Japanese games are a lot cheaper. I have this copy of Chrono Trigger, Japanese copy. I think I paid $11 for it. It goes for hundreds of dollars in the States. There's also some Japanese exclusive games. Like there's this Doraemon game that I have. I have a few others also. But, I don't think this ever came out in America. And even if they did, it's a Japanese series. So I find it really cool that I can own the Japanese media but experience it in a way that I can understand it. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So fortunately, you really do not need a lot of stuff to do this. Obviously, you're going to need your game or your games. You're going to need an SD card, but you can be fine with a small SD card. I don't know if this is going to show up, but I have a 256 megabyte SD card, and it works fine because the file sizes are really small. You're going to need your Retron 5 and your computer, or you'd be able to use a phone for this as long as you have an adapter so you can read an SD card. So the first thing you need to do is figure out the name of your game. And that might sound a little silly because, for games like this, Chrono Trigger, it's obviously Chrono Trigger. And I mean, if your game says something like that already, you're good to go. But, if you have a game like this, you don't really know the name of it. The best way to figure out a name is to look for a code somewhere and just type that code into Google. For me, I just searched that into Google, EPO, E5, and this game showed up everywhere. For Super Famicom games, there's a code right there. That's the best code to normally look up. But I mean, if you just look around a little bit, you should be able to find it no problem. And if you can't find anything, go to an app called Google Lens. It's a Google thing where you can search up text and translate text. And, just take a picture of it. It'll translate it, and you should find something to track down the English name. I think the name of this game was like Doraemon Zombie Hunter or something weird like that. But once you figure out your name, we're ready to go to the next step. Okay, so now we're going to download the translation patch file. So there's two sites we can use to download these. And the site you want to use will depend on what type of game you have. If your game's more popular, I would really recommend using the first link. If your game's a little bit more obscure, you can check the first link, but they might have it. So you probably want to download from the second site. So as for how to navigate them, I mean, they're not too complicated, but I'll just go ahead and show you anyway. For the first one, just select whatever console you have, choose NTSJ to NTSU, assuming that's the way you want to go. You can translate the PAL too. And then find whatever translation you want. So I want, Chrono Trigger, Japanese to US. Click it and press download. So that will download. As for how to use the other site, just go head over to the link in the description and then type in whatever game you want. I figured out mine is called Doraemon Giga Zombie. And as you can see, there's it right over here. Make sure you look at the status and make sure it's fully playable. Otherwise, it might not work so well. But go ahead, click it, and press download. Now we can go over to our downloads folder. And as you can see, this one needs to be extracted. This one does not. But let's go ahead and just extract this to a folder I've made on my Retron's SD card. Extract, SD, patches. And actually I made a folder in here for extract folders, extract files. So I can take all the extra stuff that comes with it and delete it. So we can go in here, and it came with a text file. We don't need this, so we can delete it. I just wanted to do that so the text file didn't get cluttered in with the rest of the stuff, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just go ahead and paste Chrono Trigger over in here, and then copy the Doraemon patch also. So I know I might have gone a little bit fast there, but all that really matters is that you download the patches from those sites, paste it over to your SD card in any folder of your choice. Once you've done that, eject your SD card and we'll continue over on the Retron. So go ahead and plug in your game into your Retron. And then once you do that, you can try it out to make sure it works in Japanese or whatever. I've already done that for mine, and now I'm going to translate it to English. So to do that, we're going to press Game Menu, Game Specific Settings, and then select Patch. Go over to wherever you put your patches. I put mine in this folder, and obviously it's that one because I'm playing Chrono Trigger right now. So now there's this whole thing with patching expecting headers. It basically has to do with certain cartridges had extra memory stored onto them when they were being written. Basically, I would turn it off unless if you know your cartridge is a header cartridge. But just keep that off and try to not download patches that require headers. Anyway, once you've made sure that patch is selected, go ahead and press play. And let's see if it works. I mean, as you can see, you saw I had a Japanese game, but this is in English, and that works. Let's go ahead and test Doraemon 2 to make sure that works also. So I've put it in my Doraemon game. I did the same thing where I went to game menu, game specific settings, and selected the patch that I downloaded. I'm gonna press play, and as you can see, it's non-Japanese. It's in English, which I find to be really cool. So that's about it for this video. If your patch did not work, try downloading a few more. Make sure you try downloading one that says it works. And also try to stick to MediaFire if possible. But if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. Feel free to support my channel in any way you feel comfortable with doing so. I'm sure you know how to do it, but I'm not going to force you to do anything. Hope you have a good day or a good evening. Bye.